So, and how many are you going to do this year? You're going to do like 3 or 4, 5?
So that'll be number 6. Yeah. We're registered all in for 6. 200, 250, 300, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you're just
Whatever.
looking at so tell us a little bit about the ease and aplomb that you were able to manage yourself in terms of just going through these things without having to be hyper kinetic about your nutrition. I mean, isn't that one of the
Yeah.
beautiful things about getting fat adapted is it's kind of
Oh
a very
yeah.
organic thing.
I've seen just a massive difference between our first CocoDonut. After CocoDonut in was that 23 in 2023, I couldn't walk after that race.
That
I
was
have a
that was
video.
pre-Vespa.
Yeah, yeah. Before Vespa, there's a video. 2 pacers had to carry me to the van. I couldn't walk. So things were very, very different. And what I found through just education, becoming knowledgeable on how to fuel myself, it just between Mike, you guys, Jeff, Pete, I mean, the whole OFM community has really shed a lot of light on what we eat before, what we eat during, what we eat after, what we put in our bodies really matters. And it's been so powerful. It has been life changing, so much so that anytime someone asks me, and I get asked a lot about how are you recovering, from these events that you can just immediately go back into a mega ultra like this. And a lot of it has to do with just it's a high protein, a high fat, low carb approach. And that's not for everybody.
But it's not
Everybody,
no carbs. It's not no
no,
carbs like
no,
like
no, it's
ketogenic, no sugar. It's like
correct.
there's
It's
carbs in
not
that.
keto.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not keto. It's not no carbs or anything like that. I just lead with protein and fat.
Yeah.
So
Whole
meat,
foods. Whole
yeah,
foods.
meat, eggs, cheese, and berries. Like that is the majority of what I eat on a daily. That's just what I crave. It's what fills me. It's what fuels me. Now, do we want a plate of nachos every once in a while? Yes. I try to stay away from gluten. So the chips that we'll make nachos with, the bean, everything, I'm just more mindful, I would say. I don't restrict. I
Yep.
don't, anything like that. I listen to my body and whatever I crave, we will do, but in a mindful way.
Yeah. And there's those times where you occasionally have nachos and beer or pizza and beer, but you pay for it. And it reminds you this is why we don't do this all the time.
Well, I will say that we're not beer drinkers or alcohol drinkers per se, but every once in a while I just have a craving like for nachos. We don't eat a lot of pizza. Jackie is like an extraordinary cook,
Right.
first of all. So she'll make, when we do pizza, most of the time it'll be a cauliflower crust that she makes from scratch. If we do, like tonight, we're having lumpia, those spring rolls that
Oh,
those are, yeah. She cooks all the time. She loves to cook.
can I reach through the screen and grab a lumpia?
If you could smell the house right now.
Man, yeah.
So,
And
and
that's yeah.
yeah, those are egg wraps, and it's filled, with shrimp or chicken or whatever we decide. But just being mindful of, and also knowing the difference in, like you were saying, how I feel if I eat something with a lot of gluten or it's just something that's super carb heavy, more manufactured. So
Yep.
like
Yep.
if it like the only bread that we'll really eat is like sourdough because it has 3 ingredients. there's not a whole bunch of other
Well, and
crap in
the
it.
bacteria in
And
the sourdough starter helps break down the gluten,
yeah,
right?
yep.
Yeah.
So just that. And then Vespa has just been super key on a natural source of energy. There's no crashes. I just feel clear. And I'll notice there was one section, and I don't know if I shared this with you. There was one section at Monster that we didn't put in my pack Vespa or ketones or anything. And Stephanie was with me because she paced at Monster and CocoDonut. But we were going to that section. It was so dark. And I remember I didn't have those tools and that fueling. And that's why I felt just so down. And something else, Vespa really keeps me from feeling sore.
Yep.
So I don't know the science behind that, but that section, I didn't have it. So I was groggy. I was not clear. I was not alert. It was nighttime, and my legs just felt like cinder blocks, Peter. My hips were sore, my legs were sore. And so when we came into Gabe Zimmerman, it was a section before Gabe Zimmerman. And when we came in, I was like, we cannot go without Vespa. We cannot go without, we can't do sections without that.
Yeah, no, it's funny you mentioned that because years ago when Nikki Kimball went for the long trail FKT, and unfortunately she didn't wait for the weather because they had a film crew and they had a schedule and they had to go in
Right.
bad weather. So I think when she knew she had the female record, but she wasn't going to get the overall record, she did a day where she said, I'm just going to try this. And she went without Vespa, and she said every 33 minutes, it was like she was bonking.
Yeah. Well, people are asking, what did you fuel the Lane Mountain climb with? And I can tell you, I had 4 packs of Vespa, the CV25. I had 2 concentrates. I had 8 ketone shots, 1 package of Grandma's Circus animal cookies, the cookies with the little pink and white
With the icing
frosting
on
and the
them. Yeah,
sprinkle.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I had one of those. I had baby food pouches. I had applesauce pouches. I had grape juice, apple juice. I had a protein shake and green tea.
Yeah.
1 frozen water.
Yep.
That was it. I didn't eat sandwiches. I didn't eat chips. I don't know. Like, I'm just thinking of things that I've fueled in the past with, and it was all liquid calories. It was all, a little bit of sugar, natural sugar from the
Yeah.
fruit juices,
Yeah.
a little bit of carbs, again, from the fruit, um, you know, and Vespa and ketones, like, that was it,
Yeah, no, it makes it pretty easy and intuitive. And like, that's part of my goal with people is to get them into a psychological mindset to where as long as they got their Vespa and their electrolytes and water, they can make do on whatever's on the aid station
Yes.
table. It's no big deal.
Yes.
They're not like freaking out,
Right. Right. Well, and that's what I was talking about with Mortimer. While we were running these sections together, we were talking about Vespa and fueling. And I wanted to know, like, how do you use it versus, how I use it and things I might try and things like that. And it's like we can be out on a 22-mile section and that's all you need.
Yep.
And then we'll eat, at the aid station. And then we can hit another big section on just Vespa, water, electrolytes. Like,
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. It's probably not crazy to you because you've known all of this for a long time. But for us new people, it's like, it's just the light bulb went off.